I met a fellow by the name of Robert Kiyosaki. Anybody here ever read Rich Dad, Poor Dad? Anybody not read Rich Dad, Poor Dad? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Robert, I will tell him tomorrow, I'm seeing him tomorrow night, and I will tell him he has 5 potential customers. That's it. He sold to everybody else in the world. The #1 best-selling financial book of all time. Well over 40 million copies worldwide. Robert and I got to be friends, and actually we learn from each other. I think I get the better end of that deal, learning from him, because he is a master teacher. And I've traveled all over the world. We've been in 30 countries, 6 continents. One thing that happens when we travel is somebody will come up to me, and it's always me because they're afraid of Robert. But they'll come up to me and say, Tom, this is great information. Only, you can't do that here. So you may be able to do that in Dallas, Texas, but you certainly can't do that in Irvine, California. It's not possible. The first time I heard this was in Santiago, Chile. So I want you to imagine, the room was quite a bit bigger than this. We had 600 people at round tables. On this side of the stage, picture a Bentley. And on this side of the stage, picture a Lamborghini, because the sponsor of the event was the Bentley Lamborghini dealer in Santiago. So Robert tells me as we about to get on stage, because we never get, this is kind of his agenda for us. It looks like this, literally. It's a blank page. As we're getting on stage, he says, Tom, I want you to teach them how to deduct a Bentley. I'm going, okay. So I get up and I go through the rules for deduction, business purpose, ordinary, necessary documentation. I go through that with him. At lunchtime, a tax attorney from Santiago comes up to me and he says, Tom, really great. That's illegal here. And I said, well, thank you. I mean, I had no reason to disbelieve him. He's a very experienced gentleman. So that evening, I'm telling Robert and the other speakers this story. And Robert just kind of nods and smiles like he does. And next morning, we're about to get up on stage, and he says, so Tom, today, you're going to teach them how to legally deduct a Bentley in Chile. So I paused, and then I said, okay, we'll figure that one out. No idea what I'm going to be doing. Robert and I later get up on stage, and we show them how to deduct the cost of a Bentley in Chile, looking at it from a completely different perspective. My mother, who's my greatest mentor in life, very big thinker for somebody who grew up during the Depression especially, she said, there are 50,000 answers to any question, and you've probably only thought of 3. So I've taken that to heart. And so when Robert says we're going to do that, I'm going, okay. So we did it. And afterwards, that same attorney came up to me, and he said, Tom, I never would have thought of doing that way. It would absolutely work. And here's what I learned. That anything can be deductible. It depends on your perspective. On top of that, if you want to change your tax, all you have to do is change your facts. If you want to change your tax, you have to change your facts. And you need to ask better questions, because if we ask better questions, we get better. What do we get better? If we ask better questions, we get better. Let's try this one more time. I know it's early. If we ask better questions, we get better. Thank you. So, for example, let's say you go buy this book, Tax-Free Wealth. Anybody read Tax-Free Wealth in here? Ooh, a few of you. How many have not read it yet? See, I have more customers. I win, Robert. I win. So you ask me, here's a question somebody might ask me. If I buy this, is it deductible? Not a very good question. Okay? As Sean Connery would say in Finding Forrester, not a soup question. Better question is, how do I make it deductible? Isn't that a better question? How do I make it deductible? Because we have to shift our mind. We have to shift our mind and be able to ask a different question if we want a different answer. If we ask the same question, you ask me if this is deductible, my answer always will be, I don't know, because I do not know your facts. But if you ask me how to make it deductible, I can tell you that all day long. So ask a better question.